What is up, guys? It is Super here, and I am finally bringing to you guys the Predator, or I should say Hunter Predator highlight video. And today we have a pretty long video. It's about 21 minutes of just pure highlight matches. Like a lot of these matches, I pull off some crazy shit. I'm not gonna lie, some stuff that's incredibly hard to play online, and of course I wouldn't have been able to pull it off if the connection wasn't good. So, you know, keep in mind when you're watching this video, if you see me do something crazy like the 50% mid-screen 2-bar corner combo, or I should say mid-screen 2-bar combo with you know, with Hunter Predator and stuff, the really hard combo, it's because the connection was pretty damn good. So, you know, I just want to throw it out there. Don't think that I'm like a god player doing this in incredible lag, because it does take like a pretty good connection to do stuff with this really execution heavy character like Hunter Predator if you do want to get some big damage. So let's start talking about Predator here. That was a nice whiff punish right there on that move. Hunter Predator, man, when Predator came out, a lot of people were saying that Hunter was the best variation of the Predator because one god of Mortal Kombat called Sonic Fox was making him look ridiculously good, and he was actually ridiculously good. But one nerf that they gave Predator that really hurt Hunter, in my opinion, like this combo right here, this connection was pretty fucking good for me to do this combo. But one nerf that they gave Predator, you know, when during the last patch, the final patch before, you know, they stopped patching the game, they, you know, normalized a lot of characters, and one big nerf that Predator got was his standing 3 was now a high. It used to be a mid. It wasn't really fast. I think it's 12 frames, but you know, it's a pretty good mid. 12 frame mid is pretty damn good. So there's a lot of times where you could actually frame trap people into that standing 3, and you know, it was a really good tool for Predator. And I think you know, especially with the corner game of this variation of Predator, you guys are going to see me do back 3 a lot. The back 3 combo is a low starter, and I would have done a lot more of the standing 3-2, which is it used to be a mid overhead and now it's a high overhead, and that used to trap people really well because you had the trap, which is a low, and then they had to pretty much hold the mid, because mids are really hard to, you know, just deal with in general. Especially a 12 frame mid is pretty good, man. Even though it didn't have a lot of range, they had to hold that mid, and that means that they had to, you know, pretty much block the overhead low. Almost impossible, you know, to block, especially online. And now people could just poke out of it, which really hurt this variation of Predator. And in my opinion, you know, just Hishkuten is just a way better variation. And the reason that Hishkuten is so much better than Predator is because of the lasers, man. The lasers, the zoning that you could get done with Hishkuten Predator is ridiculous. And Hishkuten Predator actually has the only variation of Predator has a decent wake up, because the straight lasers, the EX straight lasers, actually come out really fast. So you catch a lot of people off guard if they're not like ready to deal with that. Even though I believe it doesn't have armor on startup, but you know, if the person's not ready to like meet you on wake up with an attack of their own, you know, you're gonna get hit by those really fast lasers. So you know, that's one of the biggest reasons why I think you know, Hunter Predator is the second best variation. Don't get me wrong, like if you get your bullshit going with Hunter Predator, he could be scary as hell, man. Like there could be just so many things on the screen. You do a down 4 into a trap, back 2 into disc, you know, down 4 into disc, back 2 into trap. You know, in these videos, you guys are gonna see me get away with a lot of bullshit that, you know, I probably shouldn't have gotten away with. And right here, that was such a nice ending to a game. Come on, I even broke his armor, so good. But now that we talked about, like, I just wanted to establish the fact that, you know, this Predator, even though being you know, a good variation, it's not even close to Hishkuten Predator, just because of the zoning that Hishkuten Predator could provide. And you know, pretty much the wake up EX lasers is really good. So let's talk about some positives here. The traps are, you have to respect the traps, man. You really have to respect the traps, because they don't go away unblocked. Like if I throw out a trap and you start attacking me, if I'm blocking all your attacks, the traps are not going to go away. So for example, if I throw a close trap on me and I'm in the corner, if you try to attack me and I'm still blocking and then the trap activates, you're going to get caught in the trap. So you really have to respect Hunter Predator's traps, which is something that's really good, especially if you get down a trap and then you throw out a disc. That's two things that they have to worry about on the screen. It leaves your opponent open to for you to go apply pressure, to try to mix them up with the low, to try to grab. It just opens up a lot of stuff. And right here I get the combo again, right? Yeah. Oh my god, that combo is so sexy. What is this gonna be? 51? Oh, 51. 52. Damn, that is some fucking damage mid-screen right there. But let's see, what other stuff do I want to talk about Predator? Oh, that's right, like the highlight of this Predator variation is the corner game. That is it. Like, the best you could do in the mid screen, in the neutral, when you're in mid screen and stuff. What I like to do, and this is why I'm saying that I got away with a lot of bullshit during this game, is because down 4 into trap is actually not a true block string. It's pretty much it's something that's fake, and people are like scared to press buttons for some reason. So against a lot of players who don't have the matchup experience against Hunter Predator, I was getting away with this a lot. But against guys who were pretty good and they had some Predator experience, they were not falling for my bullshit. And I was pretty much losing, because it is a little bit hard to open people up when they know what's going on with this variation of Predator. I don't want to say it's a gimmick, because it's actually a legit good strategy. The overhead to low into the EX trap, it leaves you plus 7 on blocks, so you could continue your pressure. Even though a lot of the strings do have gaps, like there isn't one string that Predator has that you could do into the low trap that is a true block string. That means they could armor through a lot of those strings, actually pretty much every one of those strings. So if you're playing against a Kung Lao and you try to pull that stuff on Kung Lao, he is going to EX spin you for about 35%. So keep that in mind whenever you're trying to do a string into the EX close trap, even though it is plus 7 on block. And then if you get a hit, obviously you could continue your combo and stuff, but all the strings into that are interruptible, which kind of sucks, because it takes away the real potential to pressure people with this variation Predator. And now let's talk about the biggest highlight of this variation, which is the corner. You guys are gonna see probably in this game right here, yeah, actually in this game, in the second round of this game, I demonstrate perfectly how dominant Hunter Predator could be in the corner. And he kind of resembles Grandmaster Sub-Zero a little bit. I think he's a poor man's Grandmaster Sub-Zero, because Grandmaster Sub-Zero's Ice Clone is one of the best moves in the game, because it covers so much space. Like, you could use it to anti-air, you could throw it to, I think it does 10% damage, maybe even 12% damage. Just the Ice Clone is really good. You could meter burn the Ice Clone, and it comes out in I think 1 or 2 frames. So that means you could interrupt combo strings with that, and it's really effective to interrupt strings, to use as anti-airs, like I said before. To activate the clone, EX clone, it's so fast, you continue pressure. So the Ice Clone in general is one of the best moves in the game. But right here, this is where I demonstrate the ridiculous corner game that you could get with Hunter Predator. This guy had no clue. He had the Goro punch walk, and he probably should have used it right there. He tried to use it, but I had my X-ray. So what you want to do in the corner with Hunter Predator is get someone in a combo, juggle them. Either you start your combo meterless with 2-1-2, or you use a bar of meter to do the EX stab, which obviously slams your opponent, sends them up in the air, and you could juggle them. The way you want to end that is you want to end it in 3-2, and then either disc or just close trap. So you could start your you know, you could do an overhead low. So right here, the perfect example right there. As you guys saw, I ended my combo in 3-2. I threw down my disc. He has to respect the disc, because if he tries to armor through it and I do another move, it's going to break his armor, because that's 2 hits, you know, consecutively that are really, really fast. So you want to throw out your disc, which they have to respect, so they're going to be blocking. It's going to give you enough time to set your close trap, and then use 3-4 or 3-2, which is the high to overhead, and that is going to activate, you know, the trap is going to activate right after the overhead. So it's almost an unblockable. You guys know Summoner Quan Chi has the bat and the overhead sword. It's pretty much like that. It is really hard. Like, I played against some really good players online with Hunter Predator that were, you know, whooping my ass and stuff, and when I got them in the corner, I just destroyed them, because it's really hard to deal with. You could also do neutral jump punch into, or you could have the low trap, the close low trap, and you could do neutral jump punch, neutral jump kick. And one of my favorite things to do is actually use the back 3 down 2. Is it, or is it back 3? Let's see if I do it right here. Pretty much the low overhead low. Ah, man, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm completely forgetting what the string is. I think it's back 3 down 4, which is the low overhead low. It's neutral on block, so if they block it, it's back to 0, it's back to neutral. And you know, it's overhead low when you have the traps set down. Right there, that move right there, that is almost impossible to block. Like, I don't even know how some people, like, let's just say out of 100 times that I would do that, maybe 1 or 2 people would actually get lucky and block that. So that is you know, the highlight of Hunter Predator, the corner game. He dominates it. I think other than Grandmaster Sub-Zero, I would definitely say that Hunter Predator has the strongest corner game if you actually, you know how to use it. So, you know, I demonstrated a lot in this video how to use it, so definitely take advantage of that. One thing that you guys could try that surprisingly I got away with a lot, and that's why I said again that I got, you know, away with a lot of bullshit, is, you know, just in the neutral, if you do standing 3-2 into regular close trap, and then you do standing 3-2 again, if they respect that, it's going to be a free combo for you. All you have to do as an opponent versus Predator, when someone tries to do that to you without meter burning the close trap, is just poke out of it. And if he blocks it, or you could backdash it as well. I don't think it's fast enough to be able to set the trap and recover enough time to block, so you're always going to be able to get a hit in. So, you know, a lot of times you guys are going to see me get away with that, and it's not real. Like, all you have to do is just poke out of it. Like right here, for example, just poke out of it. You're going to hit the opponent, the trap is going to go away, because I don't think it has enough I think it has too much recovery to be able to set the trap after regular 3-2 close trap and then block a low poke, especially a really fast low poke like, you know, Reptiles down 3, I think it's 6 frames. So just poke out of that if you're going up against a Hunter Predator. If you are playing as Hunter Predator, try to do that on your opponent, and if he falls for it, just keep on doing it, because it's actually really good if they don't know about it. So that's gonna be it, guys. I talked for, you know, quite a long time. I actually really love Hunter Predator, man. I hadn't played with him since, you know, it's been months, man. So revisiting how much fun and how hyped you know, Hunter Predator's combos are is just you know, definitely a breath of fresh air. Really fun. So I definitely recommend you guys take him to the lab and, you know, test out his combos, see if you like them. But that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time.
Predator, win 1, fight! Final round. Fight!
I hope I have enlightened you.
Finish him! Predator wins. Round fight. Round two. Fight!
The wise know when to leave.
Talent. Predator wins. Round two. Fight! Predator wins.